Happy to know.
I feel like it's like I'm peeping at you through a keyhole, and it's really disturbing to me.
You were quite distant last last Twitch, I think.
The Twitch yesterday was something. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it went off the rails quickly. It was a hot mess by about turn 8 or 9.
Between Tony Bertonia and Baldric Schmutzer, it was a time.
Right,
And I'm
folks?
guessing that I'm not the only one drinking at the moment, so.
No, I think that's all of us.
Yeah.
Right, I'm taking off the. I'm putting on the mask for the progress of the camera.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna drive viewers my way, I think.
Well,
Let me get my laptop loaded up here. I gotta see some of this.
I'm in official prison attire, so no worries there.
I thought that was the only day you got out of Workatrez there, Mr. Jamaica.
Yeah, but they put me in the prison orange so that if I try to make a getaway, they can catch me quickly. I was trying to get the crowd to all wear orange to help do a Trojan horse kind of maneuver and sneak me out or sneak me in or whatever it is. And
Wait, so you're telling me Orcatraz looks like perpetual Halloween because you've got orange on green?
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty traditional, and when people try to escape, it's little orange bobbers going across the bay.
right. Did I just miss your challenge shots?
Yeah, but that's all right.
Sorry.
You can wait another 3-4 months. I'll challenge you again then.
You guys can take your time. I've still got 3 turns left trying to burn through on this Highlander game. I mean, all I'm trying to do is feed the Yeti.
Well, this is
You
what
gotta
happens when you
feed the
join other
Yeti.
leagues, man.
I was done. Shots said, oh, you know, the last game of the evening, we're all done leveling our guys. I'm gonna take some dwarves. Yeah, I wanna use some dwarves. I'm like, okay. Towards what, turn 15? No Norse were left on the pitch, and he said, well, I'm just gonna hit the Yeti and try to get the pitch clear with the death roller.
I mean, it seemed like the appropriate thing to
With
do.
the death roller for the Yeti that we had just spent 4 or 5 hours grinding up with this chaos
Famous
warrior.
last words. Oh, I'm just gonna give him a little tap.
With the death roller.
I tapped a little too hard. I can't help it. Oh, and he still went with the wizard. Oh, you cheeky bastard.
Oh wow, look at that mask.
Oh, how much do you hate me? You've been bankrolling for years for this, haven't you?
Yeah, I have, man. You know,
I'm gonna have to try and hurt something important to punish you for that.
see, I was planning on taking an Apo and a
110,000.
wizard.
Jesus, you're loaded for bear. I figured you'd want to have some cash around in case a lineman had to be bought after the game, but all of a sudden, no. It's
I figure shots. I'll just roll with.
I've poked the hornet's nest too long, apparently. He's
110,000 of his own cash. That is a man who wants his wizard and doesn't give a shit.
Harry Potter.
What was better inducement?
wow. I look at this stadium. It's a shame that it's going to get burnt down at the end of the game.
I'm sure that the Power Hour will have an equally magnificent stadium put up wherever they may roam to next season.
So is this the Power
Yeah.
Hour's last game?
This is Power Hour's last home game. We opened the game against Wood Elves, or we opened the
What
season
happens
last
if you
week
make the
against Wood Elves.
postseason? What happens if you get a bowl game and you're supposed to host it?
Probably won't then. We'll probably just concede. We won't. Either that or we'll play in some bombed out field with craters.
Right, guys, I'm going on silence now. I will speak to you after the
Yeah.
game.
I guess I better do that too then. Let you guys do your work.
So how you doing today, Fnord?
I'm just fine. Had a very good day. I don't work Fridays anymore. I took vacation days for the next 13
You were
Fridays
telling me
this
about
year.
that, yeah.
Yeah, so happy. It's the best thing I've done in years.
It's a smart move. It's a smart move.
I mean, when you have small kids and everything, I mean, you should use the time when the kids are small to stay home instead of when they grow up. So,
Yeah, that's I travel a lot right now with work, and I'm kind of glad that I don't have, kids or anything like that because it would be really difficult to spend any time with them.
yeah, yeah.
But
So what do we have
yeah,
here? We have a kind of a grudge match today, right?
I mean, this is two of the marquee teams in the league. These are teams that, if I'm not mistaken, I would assume the Titans have been around since season one, and the Power Hour have been here since season two. And the Power Hour have yeah, them and the Thugs. They've been around. They had to start from scratch. We all know what a nightmare it is starting with a fresh Chaos team. They're getting to reap the rewards now. They've built up a bit of a following, and they're doing their community service right now by going to the East this season and trying to take out some of this AV9.
Yeah, and just one thing that I noticed straight out here is that how quickly we see the power hours being set up. I mean, there's a plan here. There's an idea. There's it is not done like I'm thinking about this right now. There's been a planning put into this.
Well, and that's the yeah. These are definitely two of the best coaches in the league. Myself, I'm play a lot of I go in with the general idea, but a lot of read and react type of ball. That's why I like elves and things like that. These are two coaches who will look at the teams and say, okay, this player will match up with this player. I'm going to mark with this guy on this guy, and they've got this is more like chess for these coaches. They have a
Yeah.
plan. They know where they're going to go by turn 4 or 5.
I played Thunden in the morning in a farm game, and he was speaking in the chat just before that. He was just sitting there looking at replays from Power Hours last games.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
was
I
he,
mean,
he was studying the games.
I guarantee you they've both watched all of the other teams' games so far this season. We've got Don in the chat saying, asking about the keyhole peep cam. And I've got to go ahead and say, I significantly prefer the box view. The box is much better than feeling like I'm peeping at you from behind a door.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and Don's very interested in this as well. I'm quite sure these are all very well known coaches in the league. There's a lot of bragging rights going on today. It's good to see the East getting a bit more of the marquee kind of stuff going on this season. Yeah, a lot of the West coaches were the only ones doing announcing last season, and we really kind of used our platform to push the West is best kind of stuff. So now it's nice to see the East getting a little more spotlight because that's where a lot of the longer tenured teams are.
Yeah, and I've been trying to pitch in now and then for announcing now.
Oh,
in the
you
pro
definitely.
games.
By the way, the skill up graphic is awesome. Chase had a great idea, and you really helped him take that to the next level, and it's really good.
Yeah, I just made that newbie mistake by using red text in not too big font above black background, and it looks good on my work computer where I have four 32 inches perfectly calibrated sign monitors. But I guess on a monitor like a mobile device
On a
doesn't look that
phone,
good.
yeah, the phone's not necessarily as optimized, so
Yeah.
it is suboptimal.
That's usually actually I do that error at work sometimes too. I mean I sit there and I design everything on my big screens, and everything, and I was just like, yeah, this might not look that good when I actually print it.
But no, it's awesome, and I mean you've been doing a lot of those kind of things already in your short time in the league already, and it's like I said to you before, that kind of stuff gets noticed, and we all appreciate somebody who's willing to take their free time because a lot of guys don't have much, and actually willing to put some time in for the league. So
Oh, we have a
in the
KO.
meantime, we've actually got a game going on.
Yeah. What you're seeing here right now is the standard kind of scrimmage attacks, of course, but the KO there is, of course, important. And the
Well,
one
now the
going
big
off.
thing about that is that's the leader guard Beastman. So that's good. That's a reroll they go down.
Yeah.
And as we saw, the Power Hour has no inducements. The Titans put up 110K of their own cash. Dawn Eagle's asking if this is a new coach that More Shots is playing against. I've seen this British Thunding character around a couple of times, but I'm not quite sure that he's built any kind of reputation in the league or not yet.
And the Orcs have no problem picking up the ball there, and we see Gorbag with the ball. A force to be reckoned with in the Orc team.
And he's a real game changer. I mean, he's a blitzer, but he's been outfitted basically like a Norse runner at this point.
Yeah, you see similarities here. Of course, he's a great ball carrier with that lodge and that sure hand. So yeah, and with a good cage.
And the 8 movement on an Orc team is really game changing. The big plan with Orcs is typically you can stall them out and prevent them from the breakout move, but Gorbag can get himself free and break down the field almost anywhere.
Yeah, the big thing here is that you don't have to, if you cage up, you don't have to move that cage that far. You don't have to move that slowly. You can actually score pretty fast with 8 movement, work with dodge.
I've seen the Titans score a 2-turn touchdown with ease.
Oh, yeah.
It's very impressive, and the Titans are the kind of team that make you look at a race that you really may have a certain opinion about how they have to play, and you say, okay, well, if you can get a couple of these things, it really opens up the offense and makes it less boring.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said before when I've been commenting on games, you're always looking for that good player. That's what makes the difference. I think that's why we play so many farm teams, each of anyone. Oh, that's not a KO. That's Rob Shank. No, but that's why
Rob
we play
Shank
so
is a
many
big
farm
brute.
teams. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Ooh, death. This game is getting bloody very fast here.
And both coaches tried to say that, there's going to be a feeling out process, and this will probably just be us both dancing around each other. I don't know about that now.
We've seen the apple being used directly here.
Oh, and that's one of his claw players. That's despite the 5 movement, that is a developed beastman.
Oh, yeah, the apple didn't do anything.
And Dawn Eagle is studying Thundon's reactions as Shots rolls his dice, and so he enjoyed that double skull a little too much. Oh, ugh, yeah. So the Power Hour, the half hour actually played their Challenge League game the other day against Dwarves. They don't have as much claw, but they're close, and they had a bit of a bad run, and it looks like the pro team may be going through a little bit of the same struggle today.
Yeah, and I mean, I know Thundon he's been looking forward to this game. Of course, it's a great game, but he was very afraid of those claw pieces, of course. So he's quite happy, I think, with taking one off the pitch here.
Oh, definitely, and you've got the leader piece gone. That's a reroll gone and a claw player gone. You can't ask for much more in just one
Still
turn.
holding on to the wizard too. I mean, a wizard is going to be game changing if it's used at the right time.
He is going to be so
as
upset with himself if that wizard is a dud. The Wizards have been on fire so far this season in the pros. It is absolutely worth the investment seeing what they've been doing, but this may be the time where I know every time I spend money out of my own pocket for, say, a star player, it backfires. They get KO'd or injured
I feel
3 turns in.
yeah. I have that thing right now that I'm probably sitting at like 220k cash on my CL team for the next game, and I'm playing a team that's already 450 TV below me. So I'm probably just gonna burn some on inducements actually instead of even getting another reroll or anything.
Seston is in the chat saying, this is what happens when the Apothecary Union doesn't train to save lives.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
So the Power Hour is no Apothecary, 2 rerolls, down a claw. We'll see if the Orcs can press their advantage.
The thing is, what are we looking at here? I mean, are we looking at London trying to score at turn 8, or is he going to try to score quickly here? Yeah, we're looking at that later.
If he could cause a lot of injuries, he may go for the quick score. But I think we're just going to see Gorbag hold on to the ball as long as he can and just kind of stall it out. And especially if they can keep bashing, they'll take the SPP for that over the touchdown probably.
Yeah. And of course the game is played over a long time here. Lots of turns left. We're only on turn 2 or turn 3, depending how you look at it.
Definitely. And we saw yesterday the game with the Pumas and Leaf Dancers. It looked like the Leaf Dancers were completely out of luck. They weren't going to score. The Pumas were going to go up 1-0 on defense, and they managed to fight their way out of it over a series of turns. So it's it's definitely the game can certainly change on any turn.
Definitely. I mean, in this game is gonna. Of course, that game was between humans and elves, and of course it could be some elf bullshit. In this game, we're looking at probably more trying to injure the other team, getting the number advantage, and then getting a game plan from that, I think.
I know they've got to be disappointed that they're not getting their claw hits in.
Yeah.
We saw the blitz from the Titans last turn from Minty the Black Orc was directly on that Chaos Warrior who has Mighty Blow and Claw.
Here we have an interesting move. I mean, he's separating one of his better Chaos Warriors here.
I think that's a good move, though, just because if he sits back and, I mean, you can't call him defense. Too many players are marked. You can't really push your advantage with the blocks. So, I mean, it's a good move there, putting some kind of pressure on the play.
And there we have a reroll being used.
So it gets the one
down
die.
To 1 now.
Yeah, one reroll with only on turn 2.
And at the moment we have that Black Orc standing there ready to blitz that Chaos Warrior away, I guess. When the turn starts, yeah.
Yeah, that is a Blodge Chaos Warrior.
Yeah.
Trolley God. Wasn't paying attention.
But what I think we're going to see is the Black Orc is going to blitz him. If he doesn't go down, you're going to see the thrower maybe move up to support for another 2 die blitz from the ball carrier.
So there's the guard piece.
Oh, we see a dodge instead.
Oh, we're about to see an Orc relay. This is right next to an AG4 Beastman. Okay. Clifford has the ball.
Yeah, that's a handoff. And now we're gonna see him running up, of course.
And this is what I was talking about with the Titans.
Very interesting move.
Yeah, with the movement that Gorbag has, a normal Orc couldn't have done that kind of handoff. Look at these Orcs dodge.
Yeah, they're dodging now. But I'm just thinking, what he's gonna do to... Yeah, he's moving that guy up there, of course. But still,
that'll be a 67 dodge and a go for it for the pile-on jump-up Beastman over on Clifford.
I mean, there's no discussion what's going to be done here, but it's still a very interesting move. I mean, he could be doing this to make him use up his rerolls and everything. And there we have a stun. I must say, it's a very interesting first few turns here.
This is exactly the
2 stuns.
Ooh, another stun. These coaches tried to say this was going to be a feeling out process. Well, that went out the door after turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. And we're seeing interesting plays now. We see he's not marking the guys. He's creating tackle zones to make it harder to get to the ball carrier if he loses the ball down there.
And the big thing, even if the blitz is successful, Gorbag, from where he is, can pick up the ball. He only needs one go for it to get in the end zone if that's what he wants to do. But I mean, he's easily in range to pick it back up.
And even has an orc there standing around a lineman, even for maybe do a blitz or something if it doesn't work out.
A little screen, a little blitz, an assist. I mean, it's nice to have the spirit. It's doctor.
So when are we gonna see that blitz? Because we're gonna see the blitz from the pylon guy here. We're just gonna see the guys moving around, marking. Yep, there we have the dodge there.
Oh, but that's not the blitz. We may see the blitz on Gorbag, or the,
we're gonna see the.
It's hard to tell with the Beastmen having
Maybe.
horns. I mean, they don't need an assist, so it's a little harder to figure out where the blitz is coming from.
I'm very surprised right now. Is he gonna look to dodge his frenzy piece out to maybe push him off the field?
That's a 50 and then a 67.
Yeah.
To get him free, and that's go for it. So I don't think that's
What's
gonna be
the other
it.
option?
Oh, there's a dodge. Oh.
Oh.
That was the blitz. Oh.
And he's injured. Yeah, Power Hour has a very harsh first few turns here.
Yeah, so they were going for the 4+ dodge to blitz the unskilled lineman, I think, and then put a player in between Gorbag and the ball.
Yeah, that might have been it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I mean it's a 75% chance to succeed with the reroll, they tell me, but the 4+ just doesn't come through for him.
Nah, it's still a chance. I mean, he had a chance to 2-die that ball carrier. I'm very surprised with that move, I must say.
And I think the big thing was just getting the ball free wasn't going to do a lot for them with 2 sure hands players in range. I think he was just hoping to set a new positioning advantage there because a lot of the orcs are out of the play where the ball is now. And
you can still have done the blitz first and then have done the dodge out with the beastmen and everything to get them tackle zone on the ball.
Yeah, because we saw the 50 and 67 path, but he opted for the just 150 dodge and then the blitz, trying to get the unskilled player, and there's a lot of different.
The touchdown probably.
Well, that's going to be the interesting part.
Is he gonna stall or
no? This is a just score moment.
Yep.
I actually had that bite me yesterday in the Challenge League. I was out bashing undead with Wood Elves. They had to play almost the entire game with no mummies, and I decided to keep bashing and ended up not scoring in the first half and lost 1-0.
And so, here we have some more salt in the wounds here. The Power Hour doesn't get their knocked out player back, but the Green Tide Titans gets their work back.
Well, and that's gonna hurt because that's the leader piece that would have given him a reroll back.
Yeah. We're 9 against 11 right now.
Preaches in the chat saying he likes how the coach cams are placed over the reroll and inducements part of the screen. He says it's kind of like when the coaches cover up their mouths when they're sending in plays.
Well, for those guys that can't see it, what we're seeing on the Green Titans there is 1 wizard and 1 reroll left.
The Power Hour with no reroll, no apothecary. The Titan with reroll, wizard, and apothecary yet. But here's where things can change. I mean, Power Hour has more than enough time to score. Yes, they're down a couple players, but you get those claw hits in now finally, and things can change.
But what do we have on the field there? There we go. See one out.
Well, the problem, the big problem is it's not going to be easy to get their blocks. The Power Hour's only guard piece is the leader player. He's off the pitch, and you've got 2 guard players up on the line for the Titans.
Yep.
So it's not going to be easy for them to actually get some blocks in here and be able to protect the ball. This is similar to the problem that you have facing a team like the Leaping Lizards, where they put 3 strength 5 players up on the line of scrimmage, and what's usually the biggest positioning advantage, where you're guaranteed 3 blocks and you can't even figure out how to get 1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can't even find that one dive basically against that. I mean, if there's some guard pieces there, it's just very, very hard.
I mean, I've got a strength 5 ghoul who was on the Mummy Factory. I sold him to my farm team for TV purposes. But, you know, with the strength 5 ghoul, I've got the 2 mummies, the strength 5 ghoul, and the 2 mummies both have guard. So it makes it very difficult for a team to actually get their initial advantage.
It's interesting to have a strength 5 ghoul on the line of scrimmage.
It's so much TV bloat, and that's, you know, I didn't want to keep him on my pro team because it's just I traded the strength 5 ghoul for the AG4 guard ghoul. It was a much better, yeah, much better investment of TV, but the strength 5 ghoul is so much fun. He's a strength 5 wrestle ghoul. Oh, perfect defense for the Titans, and this is going to get really ugly for the Power Hour because they went with everyone on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and things are not going the Power Hour's way at the moment.
No, it's it hasn't been any one thing, but it has been just death by paper cuts right now.
If I would say the big thing has been the dodges have really been working against them, and we're looking at 1 death and one injury from dodges, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's and then you see the orcs have been able to get theirs now. Gorbag has dodge, so he has a built-in reroll, but yeah, I mean, we saw.
And of course, you see more guard pieces on the orc team, like is usually the case.
Yeah, the orcs. Well, the Titans themselves have, I think, coming in 7 strength 4 pieces that are at least strength 4. Let me see. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6,
this is
I
tough
think.
now because I mean, he can't really get his players away without dodging, and we have 2 blitzers that's gonna
No, I think he's
attack the ball carrier.
He's gonna have to look and see. You know, I see at least a spot where he can get a 2 die on the line, and it's going to be a lot of analyzing the order of blocks that have to happen right now. Yeah, so there's still 2 dies to be had.
Yeah, there's 2 dice to be had, but he's not getting the players away without dodging anyway. Because every player is marked.
Well, and the big problem is now you've got Gorbag right in the middle. You've got Robshank right behind him. There's no one in their path.
Exactly, yeah. And you can't really push up or anything here. I mean, you're gonna have to do a blitz with probably one of the Beastmen and try to get one of the players up there.
And it's going to come down to, and there's no reroll either, so it's going to come down to, do you want to do the 67 dodges to set up your screen a little better, or do you want to do the 1 die block with block?
At the moment I see a 2 die block with a blitzing option, right, that one, that we can move his Beastman away.
Yeah, there's the blitz, and that'll at least help him set up a bit of a screen. No.
I'm not seeing the screen.
No, he doesn't want the screen.
He wants to kill the other team now. He's tired of being injured. He's tired of being put down.
Yeah, the Power Hour are going full bash now. That's about their only option, really.
I think that this is what makes the MML so great. I mean, here we sit in discussion these options, like we have to stop Gorbag and everything, and the coach that actually playing the game, plays a completely different way. And I mean, we don't see the conventional plays so many times in MML, I think. We see so many interesting plays.
Well, and like the Orc relay that we saw, I don't think either of us saw that coming. And that's the great thing about the teams that have been around for a while too. All coaches, know their teams, but when you've had a team that's in the pros for a couple seasons, you know what'll win you a game and what won't. You've tried things and you've failed, and you've tried things and you've had them just work out beautifully.
Yep.
So I mean that's something we've seen from the Titans before. Gorbag making those kind of plays that normal Orc can't make, making the extra movement for the handoff and things like that.
And here we have the pickup, and of course he's moving as far back as he can. And it is far enough, but it's not far enough to get marked.
Gorbag can still get there with 2 go for it. So we'll see if he feels like going the whole way to the line. Yeah, with
and
got an armor break. There's an injury.
That's an injury.
That's a guard tackle. Well,
it's a long-term.
The tackle's not as big a deal,
effect,
but
so I guess we're not gonna see the apple here, but we might.
With Orcs, it's always curious with Orcs and Dwarves because they don't lose a lot of players. But yeah, I think against a team that has claw like this,
I mean, you could probably look into protect Rob Shank and Gorbag here more than anything else.
Well, definitely, and if it was a more serious injury, we may have seen the Apothecary because it is a developed blitzer. But I think at this point, that's a pretty even trade-off. You've got a block claw beastman dead and a frenzy block tackle beastman out of the game permanently.
And let's not forget that, I mean, Thunden here, the Green Tide Titans, is up 1 score. And there's only 4 more turns for the Power Hour to score, and they're very far from touchdown.
And he does still have the Wizard in his pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he could march Gorbag up there and blast a lightning bolt and pretty much end this game, I would think.
Yep. I mean, I lightning bolt at this moment, and the ball bouncing in the direction of Gorbag, he can run up and get the ball. And yeah, we're looking at 2-0 before the first half.
I mean, it's the Power Hour will get the ball at the second half. They've got 2 AG4 pieces, so it's not like they can't score quickly. But if you're down 2, I mean, our team can stall you out. They can defend good enough. And here we have the red die on the second hit on the frenzy, successful. There goes Jack Daniels, and he's injured.
Yeah, it's an injury.
That's the Blodge Chaos Warrior.
It is a bloody game.
Oh, that's a miss next game.
For the Blodger, yeah, and we don't have another Apo, so that's gonna stand. And now they're down 4 players, but they have 1 reserve, so they are actually playing with 8 players on the pitch at the moment.
And the coaches in this play pool were very proud of how bashy it is, and that they basically formed a super conference, and they're starting to cannibalize each other a bit at this point.
Yeah, that's what you get, I mean, for playing a bashy team in a bashy environment. Because, I mean, a Wood Elf team would probably be pretty good in a bashy environment.
No, the Wood Elves are having a lot of trouble. The White Owls and the Blitzkriegers are suffering significant.
Yeah, I know they are. I know
damage.
they are, but they could have been doing better if they just been lucky and just protected their star players and everything, you know. And they could probably, if we have another armor break, this is getting ugly. Those Chaos Warriors 9 armor doesn't work.
Well, and that's the problem when you play 3 dwarf teams and other teams with tackle. Eventually, you're going to have the game where your dodges aren't working or your pickups aren't working, and eventually it just catches up to you. These teams still have the benefit of a transfer, though, so it'll be interesting. I don't think we're going to see the Blitzkriegers go anywhere unless they get really...
No, we're not going to see the Wizard. I guess that's pretty obvious here. I mean...
I don't think there's really a need for it yet. The Power Hour can't send anybody back to support the ball carriers, so it's probably going to be the Blitz against a Blodger or the AG4 dodge out with no reroll.
Yeah. I mean, seeing all these AV9 players getting injured here, it just scares me a bit playing an undead team with mummies.
Sometimes the AV9 doesn't even matter when you go up against a player like Impois, and he niggled one of my mummies in my game against Jess Norson around. So it's the AV9 is never safe.
And niggling, I think, on a mummy could be quite okay because I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
getting
not as
even
bad
to
as
the
on
armor
another
breaks.
player.
No, getting armor break is quite hard. It would be a lot worse if he lost strength or armor.
Yeah.
Strength would just fire him, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty devastating, and the biggest problem is just the miss next game. But I'm playing Skavens with no rat ogres, so I'll still have the big guy advantage in the game at least.
Yeah. What we're gonna see here is this is quite hard for Power Hour right now. I mean, they're kind of pushed back, and they actually choose to go to the side where they don't have the numbers.
Oh, look
So
at
we're gonna
this!
see the crazy pass. We're gonna see the crazy pass here, and
Oh,
it's a double one, and that's yeah.
well, there's one on the intercept and then a one for the pass.
Yeah. I saw that after I spoke.
So the going for the last ditch effort here, because this I don't know. I mean, it's still not a bad move because they've now at least got 2 players in range of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, and as we spoke about before, I mean, there was such a long distance to the touchdown line, so we were bound to see a passing play here. That's the only way really to get any chance of getting to the touchdown line.
So we're going to see the Orcs go after these 4 Chaos players who have been just kind of hung out to dry. Maker's Mark is out there. Knob Creek's still on the pitch, although he is kind of just laying on the ground, contemplating what he's doing with his life right now.
Yeah. I guess the saving grace here is that he still has 3 Chaos Warriors on the pitch.
We've got Coach Don Eagle, and he is just calling for the foul on Knob Creek.
Yeah, foul, yeah.
He wants Knob Creek gone. There's been a bounty on Knob Creek for at least 2 full seasons. Oh, here's the blitz on Stolichnaya.
Yeah, and we're probably gonna see the pickup, of course, here. And that's a success.
Bag with the ball.
And now what's left is basically just marking up that last Beastman as much as possible, and you have a 2-0 before the first half.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll end up seeing a foul here. There's no bribe, and it's not going to be a very good percentage. So I think
you already
Coach
have the
Don
numbers
Eagle's gonna have to
advantage.
wait. Yeah, there's no real need to risk having someone sent off.
But I can understand that like Shots at the moment are not having the best of his best game ever.
No.
but it's a very enjoyable game to watching to comment on. It's
well, that's the thing, and it's always difficult when the dice just won't work for you, and it feels like everything your opponent's doing is going right, but when we Twitch games and announce them like this, it's a lot of fun for everyone else watching, at least until we get to the point where there's nobody left on the pitch.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Because I mean, it is more interesting than just moving a cage slowly up the pitch for 7 turns and scoring on the 8th turn. Something is happening here. I mean, we have something to speak about. It's interesting.
It's much better than watching dwarves play, is what you're saying.
yeah.
No bias. Yeah. No bias here.
Probably most people in MMO right now knows my opinion.
There's an extreme anti-dwarf bias going on in the league right now. I will just say I have no problem playing anyone that someone else wants to bring into the farm, but I agree with the sentiment that you really don't gain much when you play against dwarves unless you have claw or elves where you can really rack the score up. The leap! Oh!
The leap, and it's just done.
Nothing. That's an AG4 Beastman leap, and it's nothing working right for the Power Hour today.
We might see a foul here. I mean, he has his guys marked up.
And he does have an unskilled lineman available to do the fouling.
Yeah. We might see a foul. We might see the troll attacking the Beastman, so it's secure and good. And then we might see the guys moving up to foul.
Don Eagle referencing the Los Pumas game from yesterday, we've acknowledged things got a little off the rails. There was no getting that train back on the tracks. I blame Tony Bertoni a little bit.
It's not a KO.
Oh, there goes Maker's Mark.
S2K is worse off the pitch at the moment, and it's looking darker and darker. And I don't even know what Power Hour is going to do here to come back into the game.
No, and now I think we're gonna see them hold out another turn. They've still got if they still have the re-roll by the end of this turn, I think we're gonna see them throw their blocks before they try to score next turn as well.
Well, if I was playing right now, there's no reason not to try to foul that beast.
No. Oh, okay. Yeah, Gorbag's just going to the line.
Yeah, and the troll is gonna try to, and he succeeds to get that beastman down, and he uses the grab, of course, to get him as far as possible away from the ball carrier, and we have a stun. So now the ball is completely secure, and he can lose some players up to foul if he wants to, but he's not gonna do that.
Oh, I don't know. We just saw somebody come over to potentially assist on a foul on Knob Creek.
We haven't seen any blitz right now, so we're gonna see a blitz too, I guess, from the Mighty Blow backwork.
Everything just working right for the Titans right now. Every hit is an armor break. The Power Hour look like they still haven't quite gotten their coffee yet this morning.
There's not even more or less no players to blitz anymore. There's one player here you can blitz, or two actually, but yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see the tackle guy first either. Yeah, so there's two Power Hour players standing. And there's another
and
power.
And we have the Mighty Blow backwork attacking the Beastman.
Oh.
And that's another injury.
And Odell going down is huge. He's basically the quarterback of the team.
And I must say, I mean, Shots are crazy lucky in all these bad rolls. I mean, he could have lost his whole team basically with all these
if
injuries.
it's gonna go bad like this, at least at least it's mostly non-hurts, at least non-stat busts. He does have the blodger missing next game and the dead Block Claw player, but I mean Block Claw is at least a standard access for him.
Yeah, and I mean
we have Don Eagle saying in the chat, "Do it, foul him, do it."
Yeah, we're not gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see a foul with one player here. I mean, that would be a very bad move, I would say. But I've seen worse.
It's an interesting choice because, I mean, we're talking about Knob Creek. Like I said, he's had a bounty on him for 2 seasons. He was, I believe, the first Claw player.
We see the foul up there, of course, yeah.
Oh.
And
only a stun.
Still, I mean, look how well this ball is protected down there. I mean, we have the 4 closest players stunned.
And Power Hour are going to go ahead and just cede their turn. Be interesting to see if we get the touchdown right away, or if we see the block on Horny Siragusa.
We're gonna see a block. He has a re-roll, so we're definitely gonna see a block. The question is he gonna leave his guys on the pitch, or is he gonna stand them up?
First one, no success. Still got Louise, the strength 5 block, Mighty Blow, and he could turn that into a 3-die pretty easily if he wants to. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing he did.
And that's not a KO.
Use a KO'd. Just every hit is an armor break right now.
Yep.
There's the touchdown for Gorbag. And he's really now he's gonna milk that one.
He's a happy chap now. He's gonna be celebrated in the locker room after this half.
Wait a minute. Do I see the league commissioner in the chat calling for a foul? Or is he just acknowledging the foul? I'm not sure. I don't know if he's just calling for the foul or acknowledging it.
I spoke with Preach in the morning, and he was just like, "Hey, I don't like foulers," so I'm quite surprised with that.
I saw Preach foul, I believe it was live in his game this week, so I think some of this is a bit of a smokescreen.
he made it very clear. The rules applies when other people foul, not when he does it.
Exactly, exactly. Fouling is the coward's way, unless he does it.
I think that's basically how we all feel about it at the end of the day.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
if we
He is
fouled,
clarifying, right? It's all of these things are filthy and just you're being a real jerk, and unless I'm the one doing it, and then it's completely fair. Yeah. So yeah, Preach is explaining. Yes, he was just pointing out that the foul occurred, and he still says that that foul never happened. I mean, my memory can be a little hazy at times, but I'm pretty sure I saw an orc come in and foul poor catcher who was laying on the ground.
we should probably tread lightly when we're around the commissioner, though.
Whiskey Tornado is also saying he seems to remember his gutter runner getting stomped on by a greenskin grunt player.
So the truth just surfaces right now.
This is the great thing about the Twitch, when we can come in and shame the league commissioner over his propensity to foul.
I even took out the good whiskey for this one, so I'm sitting here drinking it like a wooden.
Oh man, you see that's the whole problem is the power hour is distracted by the fine liqueurs, and they aren't really paying attention to the game. So there's another push for a claw player. And the thing is, I mean, at any moment, if this claw would start to actually take effect, the power hour could even some of these numbers out. Oh, and then you get the failed go for it on a blitz.
I find it quite funny we have Thunden here on the video too. He's not speaking or anything. He's just showing himself off to the world.
Just reacting.
Just reacting.
Just reacting.
It's quite fun. He's been keeping very calm, I think, through all this. I mean, he's not been jumping around of happiness or anything, of joy.
Thunden is actually in the chat saying he feels dirty after the foul.
Now he's
You kind of liked it though, admit it. Admit it. It felt bad, but it was just a little right.
And we still have that
channeling
wizard
our
too.
inner Chase.
We still have that wizard. I mean, that wizard is still sitting there, which I think is the best way to use a wizard, to be honest. Is not to use it too early, because that psychological advantage you get, that inability to create a perfect cage, because the fireball, it's just a very good option to have in your playbook.
It definitely depends on how the other team is playing it. If they're loose caging, then yeah, I would definitely hang on to it. But if I get an opportunity to fireball a ball carrier with 3 other players, I will take that, knowing that it's a solid use, even if it's only turn 2.
That's what I'm saying. Not very many people playing against a wizard will cage up that hard at all.
Right.
I mean, they're going to keep their cage loose, which is the psychological effect of having the wizard in.
Oh yeah, at that point you should definitely hold on to it. I've become a big fan, actually, of the end of turn lightning bolt on, say, a thrower in the backfield. I really was always hesitant to do it. I've done it twice so far in the pros this season, and it's worked both times.
Can you use it
bring
when
all
you
your
get a
players
blitz?
up. That's a good question.
Because that would be an amazing play. Oh, do we have an injury from a rock?
That's the strength 5 black orc.
That's a stun. But it's on the
Well,
line
at
of
least,
skirmish, so...
I think the AG4 player was on the strength 5 in order to dodge out in the first place, so that may actually help the Power Hours plans a little more.
No, I mean, if you can use it on the blitz, doing exactly what you said right there, getting that thrower, lightning bolt in that thrower on the blitz would be an amazing play, especially with an elf team.
I'm opening up another tab because I forgot that Shots had his camera up as well. Oh, and Shots is saying, and he mentioned this to me earlier, the Power Hour had never allowed an orc team to score in their entire pro career.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, and this is now 2 that we have seen from the Greenskins today.
And I asked in the beginning of this game that this is kind of a grudge match because these teams have faced each other before, right?
I'm sorry, what?
These teams have played each other before.
Yeah, this was a Season 2 game, I believe.
And who was the winner?
I've heard this story.
Maybe
Yeah.
the Twitch chat can help us out. Who is the winner of the last game these two teams have played against each other?
I would think it was probably the Power Hour then.
It was Shots. Shots. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because I know he lost to Dawn Eagle in Season 2. And that was the Power Hour's only loss other than the infamous Just Score Shock and Or game, I believe, for a while.
Just to clarify for everyone, how long time have you been in the MML, Res?
I've been around since probably about halfway through Season 3.
Yeah, and I mean, I told you this before, I'm quite impressed that you have so much knowledge of everything that happened back to like Season 1. I mean, you really studied those books. It's
well,
a very
that's
impressive feat.
that's what happens when you dedicate most of your free time to playing in the MML, and I spent a lot of time chatting with the guys who have been around. Shots has filled me in on probably most of this information.
It's quite impressive though to keep everything in your head.
It tends to get lost a little bit in the fog, but I can pull some gems out for at least a couple of times during a game.
What we're looking at right
It's
now is it's kind of a mismatch of everything. I mean, I don't think anyone. I mean, there's some screening, of course, going on here, but we're gonna see lots of orcs moving up. Of course, they have the number advantage. They're gonna press that ball carrier, and it's gonna be hard for the Power Hour to find any place here, really.
Well, and that's the problem. Against this many orcs still, and the movement that Gorbag has in particular, which means he can come and assist on anything really. It's going to be hard to outmaneuver them. To be able to do anything to protect the ball, they've got to sell out to one side, and then the orcs are just going to swarm that side.
I mean, they don't have the numbers at the moment. I mean, we might be looking at that 4-0 game here even. I mean, if things continue to go this way. If the orcs can grab the ball next turn, it's going to be very hard.
Well, I mean, they've still got the wizard as well.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And we spoke about before that he bought that wizard for his own cash, his hard-earned cash, and it doesn't look like he needs it this game. I mean, he could
That's
probably
pretty
have
much
done
how
without
it goes. It's when you spend your own cash for the amusement, you either need it or it just doesn't work.
And we have a stun. I mean, that claw player, he's doing his work a bit, I guess. But I mean, you want that injury, you want that knockout, you want to do something at least when you're losing so many players to the other team.
No, this is certainly disappointing for the Chaos players. You walk in with Claw against AV9 and you feel like, okay, I'm going to remove a couple of these players, and it just had. I mean, you've got one injury so far, and that was.
But I think the best play so far in this game, and probably one of the game-deciding ones, was Thunden's way of neutralizing those Claw players in the early rounds, not letting them get any blocks at all on his players.
Well, yeah, and it's so difficult even when you've got your Chaos Warriors, when there are 3 Strength 5 players. I think there were 2 Strength 5 and a Strength 4 with guard around him, and it just makes it so difficult to actually be able to get any blocks to start out with.
Yeah.
When you're a bashy team. I know the Power Hour have offensive ability. They've showed that plenty of times. They've got the AG4 and they will pass it, but as a Chaos team, your strength is bashing. And when you can't get blocks to bash, this is what will end up happening.
Yeah, and we're seeing some desperate moves here at the moment. I mean, putting that Beastman there next to a Mighty Blow, Black Orc, and an assist even. 2 assists if you can take down the players.
Well, and that's probably the only opening they were going to be able to find. The Orcs were just going to tighten in around the couple of players that were left. So they basically said, okay, we're going to go for it. Here's the blitz.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, he has no block, he has no dodge. He's gonna go down.
Well, the armor break seems to have cooled off a little bit, but kind of unnecessary at this point.
Yeah, I mean, getting those armor breaks early in the game is so much more important than getting them late. So, I mean, the armor breaks has done its work. I've been quite lucky in my Challenge League at the moment, because I've been getting like 3 or 4 armor breaks early in turn 1 to 4, which give me a number advantage of 3 or 4 players, and I've been able to cage up and score very securely 2-1 every one of my games.
Well, and that's one of the advantages you see. Teams that have been around a little while, you know, I mean, the teams coming up get to pinpoint where their skills are going to be, and you know, you've got mummies with block and everything, but against a team in the pro who has been around a little while, especially say an elf team, you'll start to see wrestle and dodge start to show up, and
yeah.
it's so it you know, that's a problem that, say, my team runs into. Dignity is still struggling with that problem, even in their second season, where the players can't take any hits. You get hit once and you have no way to negate the hit.
Yeah, not to speak too much about my team and the Challenge League or anything, but my team at the moment, if you're looking at the most skilled up players, I have the top 4 of the top 5 players skilled up. And I mean, they're skilled up with block on both mummies and stuff like that. So we have a piling on.
Oh!
And he's dead. Oh, this is hurting the power hour so much.
Dropshank with the pylon, and he kills
Yeah,
Jameson. Block
he kills
Mighty
him, and
Blow
there's no apple
Claw.
left. There's no apple left. I mean, this
He was only 5
that's just
SPP
harsh.
from leveling, too.
Yeah. The only saving grace of the power hour is that they really getting that TV reducement here. I mean, they're gonna be looking at inducements next game.
And
But I mean,
hey,
it might even
that's
be
just
hard
setting
to
the
come
power
back
hour
from this
back.
one.
Yeah, this is setting the power hour back. I mean, they've lost 2 claw players in this game.
Yeah, looking at this team, I mean, it looks like he's going claw as a 2nd or 3rd skill on his players. So it's gonna take a bit of time for him to get those claw players back.
Dawn Eagle says, you know, this looks like the power hour getting retired by the Green Tide Titans at this point.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they're getting retired, because we're
Yeah, I
only
wouldn't
looking
go
at,
quite
like,
that far.
we're looking at one really bad injury, two bad ones here, but I mean, the TV reducement is not all that bad, actually. I mean, you still can get some decent players. I mean,
The
you have
big
those
problem
Beastmen.
is the Beastman is you know, it sucks, but it's nowhere near as detrimental as losing a level 4 Chaos Warrior who was nearly level 5.
Exactly, yeah. But I
That's
mean,
the kind of thing you have to wait till the off season to be able to replace, and at that point it ruins your intended transfer. I think the plan was for them probably to get another AG4 player, and at this point now they've got to look at a Chaos Warrior.
Yeah, if they don't get a Chaos Warrior next game, and he gets lucky with the next MVPs and games, we might be looking at still an AG5 player after the season. And the Orcs just keeps on rolling. I mean, seriously, this is a bloodbath.
I can't wait to see the percentages on the armor breaks and things, because it really feels like every time the Orcs hit someone, it's an armor break.
And I mean, just for everyone listening in right now, I hope we can get both Thunder and Shots on the chat after the game, because this is going to be an interesting game to speak about after.
Yeah, it's.
I would understand if Shots doesn't even want to participate.
I can join the chat whenever you guys want. This game's over for me.
Yeah, Shots. There you go.
Hello. Sorry,
we
Shots.
have
This has
everyone.
been horrendous, mate.
Yeah, I've seldom seen a game this bad for a KST as high TV as yours, getting this bashed up. I mean, it's just been, every hit has been an armor break. It's just horrible for your team.
We had a feeling before the game that it was going to go this way for one of us, so.
I mean, I was speaking
True
with
that.
Thunder in the beginning, and I mean, you were so worried about this game. I mean, you were like, this is going to be the worst game this season, basically. I mean,
I thought I was going to get absolutely destroyed.
So you're feeling quite happy right now, I guess.
I've definitely felt worse.
And
If
shots,
the
I
claw
mean,
would have kicked in a little early on, and the power hour could have gotten a couple of players evened out, it might have been closer. But yeah, it's
No, with the Wizards still in play, it was one of those where it was going to be tough no matter what.
I've got to ask. Oh, too soon. Too soon.
no, shots. I have to ask. I mean, this game we're speaking about your team's future here. I mean, it's not looking that bad. I mean, two players dead, one missing next game. How do you feel like a coach right now for your team? I mean, what's the next thing to do to actually save this team? Because it looks like you're in quite a pitch here for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the team will be fine. We'll glue it back together at the end of the year. We'll farm up. I think we'll probably end up going the rest of this year without a fourth Chaos Warrior, and we'll just buy one of our farm players. Contradictory to what Don Eagle thinks, some of us are really good at skilling up Chaos Warriors, and who knows? Maybe I'll come up with something a little bit more vindictive than what he is. And with the retirement party kind of approach, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't go for Leaping Lizards if they actually stick around for another season. Last I heard, the Leaping Lizards were the team that was getting retired by the Titans.
Yeah, I have a Chaos team that's developing quite nicely, so you might want to look into that one. I have some Chaos Warriors I'm developing with Mighty Blow and Tentacles and Tail and everything.
Oh no, I only select my own Chaos Warriors. I have a nice market for them, so no concerns there.
That's good. No, my Dark Elf team in the farm has been doing great. I have an AG6 Blodger, and I think Stunt is having his eye on that one.
well, that's what the Blitzkriegers need. Obviously, is more agility on the team.
I mean, every elf team with 2 or 3 or 4 AG increased players are a horror to face. I mean, mark that AG6 up with 2 players, it doesn't matter. It still catches the ball like nothing.
By the way, hey guys, I'd just like to say, Shots Man, I am feeling for you. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's like I said, it's one of those where we had a bad feeling about the game when we started.
It was going to be one of us.
Nothing wrong with that. At least
Whiskey is trying to sell you Trick Tigors. Let's discuss the damaged goods there. I don't think that's a very good purchase.
I mean, looking at this, you are in the most bashy play pool, I think, in the MMO, right? I mean, it is hard. There's so many bashy players.
I agree.
It's not that bad. Being down 2 claw players will be a bit of a disadvantage against the dwarfs, but it's not a bad play pool. It's just one of those where you have to know going in that you're going to be dealing with teams where if you're not careful, you could fill your casualty box by accident.
Yeah. But I must say, I haven't seen any bad plays from anyone of you guys. I mean, it's just been the dice going a bit against you. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Funden here. I'm just saying that the game could have gone anyway because you haven't really been playing badly.
Well, the only mistake that I made that I really don't like, I didn't follow up with my 1 Chaos Warrior, and that's what caused the 50% dodge for the Frenzy guy. That was the only one where I had the play in my head, and for some reason I didn't follow up with the Chaos Warrior, because that opened it up to a 67 dodge out and then a clean run all the way over.
I was confused.
Other than that, other than that, I was.
And when you didn't actually use your blitz, your 2-die blitz on the ball carrier, when you had the chance there, instead you choose to use the blitz on the dodging out of 50 and 67%. What was the thought process there?
At that point, I wanted them to score, because that gave me the entire rest of the turn to get a touchdown and go forward. I thought at that point the numbers disadvantage wasn't as bad as it might be, say, right now, but at that point I wanted them to score because then I at least had some time to try and figure out what was going to be my rebuttal. Little did I know my rebuttal wasn't going to go well either. And the perfect defense really didn't do me any favors there either. So, yeah, it was one of those where I just kind of, after a while, you just you take the approach of you do the best with what you got, and you just try to get out of it alive if that's an option.
Yeah, I understand you definitely. Yep. And as Resemy was saying, I mean, that perfect defense really sealed the deal, especially with the Wizard still present. And I mean, Thunden is doing what I exactly like to do with my Wizard. He's keeping on to it, and so you can't really cage up that well, because you know that Wizard's going to come as soon as you cage up. That Wizard's going to come. So that's psychological.
At this point, I want him to fireball the logo.
Yeah, I have to admit, I've always wanted to fireball the logo, and if Thunden did that, I'd be fine with that. I would. I wouldn't have any issues with the logo getting a little bit of char on it, and it would make a good story for the fact that basically this is going to be the last game that they're going to play in this stadium for this season.
It looks like the fans started packing the stadium up already.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
The dodging has not been great for you this game.
That's been all right. It's we're not a dodgy team, so it's one of those where I try and avoid doing a lot of dodging, but with there's still players that need to die. Okay, well we'll just leave him there, I guess. Yeah, I was a little hurt by my leader piece disappearing immediately too. I didn't get to use his ability at all, so that was one of those where he was taken off before I used a reroll in the first half, and then he didn't show up at the beginning of the second half. So
I got to say, 30... he was actually my first target on your team.
I have to admit, a lot of people target him, and that's one of those where with this particular game, with the way my guys were skilled before, I always had to put him on the line. So, I'll have fresh Beastmen to put on the line now.
Injury. No long-term effect. You've been very lucky with those injury rolls. I mean, considering you getting injured. I mean, having no long-term effects. Yeah, except for the Chaos Warriors. I mean, but yeah.
I can honestly say I feel like the luckiest guy ever to lose 2 players. I mean,
it could have been going quite differently, like losing strength, losing armor value, losing so much more than just no long-term effects.
Yeah, the movement 5 Beastman isn't as huge, but the Chaos Warrior is the one that stings.
So another fun fact, besides the fact that my team was never scored on by orcs before, I had never had a player die before this game. So
it's been serious? How long time have you been playing?
Started season 2, so I went all season. I went all season 2, 3, and 4 without losing a player. So that'll be another flag in Thunden's cap, or a feather, or whatever they put in their caps.
Another crumpet in the cap.
That'll work too. You can put whatever the hell you want in your cap after this game.
And we've seen you playing quite safely there, Thunden. You didn't really block with that thrower, even if you had the rerolls.
I know. I like shots. I like shots. I don't want to make it really bad, man. It's already pretty horrendous.
Yeah, I have to admit, the one nice thing about this game is no matter how bad it gets, it's like, well, it's Thunden, so at least you can smile about it. It's not like it's somebody like Don Eagle or somewhere where you really need to beat him. Like if I don't beat Don Eagle, I'm not gonna be able to live with myself tomorrow. I gotta be honest. I got this brand new Leap Beastman, and I can't not use them
I loved it. I loved it when you used him in the first half, man.
He just does that face first plant into the dirt.
See, I can't not use him. It's just too much fun. So he'll probably die because of his own issues. But yeah, I don't know.
That happens.
It's still supposed to be a game about fun, so I can't help myself.
When a game goes like this, that's pretty much the only avenue you have left, isn't it? Is just to make some fun out of it at that point.
So you like my screen?
It's like we played today in the morning, Thunder, and we were at turn 8, and you ran one of your guys up, your Wood Elf players up, and you leaped, and I was like, why are you doing that?
It's my favorite skill.
Playing around? He's like, it's my favorite skill. It's turn 8, man. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping at some point to develop that player into like a cage leaper, to be the ultimate abomination, a beast man that thinks he's honestly a war dancer.
I'd give him wrestle. Instead
wrestle
of block
and triple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be the intelligent thing to do. I highly doubt that I'll actually do that.
Hey, there's a hit without an armor break. What's up with that?
Yeah, it's amazing.
That's not supposed to happen. So, do we get a foul?
No, I honestly at this point I fully expect there to be a Black Orc touchdown. I think he's got just enough movement to get all the way up the field.
Yeah, especially 2 rerolls. I have to agree with you.
Oh, not another pylon. Oh my god. Pylon action.
No long-term effect. I mean, the Green Tide Titans, I mean, you're gonna have the highest TV if you continue like this. I mean, if you continue like this, you're gonna have the highest TV.
This is an insane amount of SPP for orcs to get.
Yeah. I mean, what are we looking at? We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 injuries, 6, 7.
Some of them were self-inflicted.
Yeah, a lot of my players really didn't want to show up to this game, so they took the first half off. So I think you might be a little 4 to 6 SPP down, but it's still a pretty good wagon full of talent there when you tack on the 9 for the touchdowns. Probably going up to 12 for touchdowns in the near future here.
I think what we saw from Michael Strayram was he was just tired of you shoving him out on the pitch with that smashed ankle, and he said, you know what, I would rather die than do one more dodge for you.
Yeah, it's tough life.
Well, this is at least fortunate. I mean, the atrocity and the abomination haven't gotten themselves killed yet.
Yeah, I'm a little bit grateful for that. We should keep using this leap skill, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
The fail is just magnificent from him. I mean, it's this like half-hearted front flip. I enjoy the fail way better than the successful animation.
It is a good time.
Like
you might want to use one goal for it. I think he needs 1, 2, 3. Oh no, he's in scoring range.
When you got that perfect defense, I was just saying that we're looking at that 3 or 4-0 game, and that's exactly what we're seeing here.
Fjorn, we were actually trying to do whatever we could to make you right, because listening to the commentary, you're like, we want the commentators to really leave this game feeling like they're really good. I want you to have a good Saturday, so we're trying to give up as many touchdowns as we can to get it to the right number for you.
That is very
my first reroll.
Is that the first one for the entire game?
Yeah.
You just rubbed the salt in, you bastard.
Oh my.
You got that bastard.
I'm not, this is not what I signed up for, to wake up on a Saturday morning and just watch filthy greenskins not fail a single thing that they did. I wanted to see them tripping over their own feet. This is what I signed up for with orcs. Damn Gorbag. He's way too nimble.
No, as the rest of me were saying, I mean, even if the game goes this badly, this is why you want to use voice comm as much as possible in the farm as well. Because when you're speaking, when you have other people enjoying the game, it doesn't feel that badly. I mean, and right now Sundin comes in here and just telling you, like, basically, I don't want to hurt any more of you guys. It's okay. And you can just feel like there's no malice here. There's no like animosity really against you, and it just feels better to play. I mean, you're giving everyone a good show here. I mean, you have 16 players. 16 players.
Sorry, Rez, I wasn't able to clear the Black Orc and catch my hooves.
Where's the face plant?
I was doing my worst to screw it up.
But yeah, it's you know, when you've got the commentary for the pro stuff especially, but yeah, when you're voice chatting, you can at least try to enjoy the other guy having a good game. It's not always as easy when you've got players dying. Yeah, you can. It helps it to to dial down what you expect out of it.
I can't. There's too many. I just want to run away.
No, Knob Creek's got a block, man. I've never seen Knob Creek run away from a fight.
All right, we got to figure out who the most likely, failure would be. Ooh,
I mean, you got to take a swing at Gorbag, don't you?
No, Gorbag
he's going for Big Mo.
With a guard as well.
The choice is clear. We must go after Big Mo.
Oh.
If I'm gonna take a hit, I might as well take it from the big man. I watched the replay of our first encounter, and it's shocking. It's shocking how many of your players look so like normal at that point. It's like Big Mo's just like Big Mo's hanging out. Oh, there it is, the logo.
Yes.
That's a logo fireball.
That's a perfect fireball there. No, Big Mo's just like a normal troll. He hasn't had his bad reputation yet. Gorbag's only got, I think Gorbag at that point had like movement and dauntless. He didn't have like the hyped up skills he has now. Like Rob Shank isn't even half the guy that he is now. He doesn't have Pile-On and Frenzy and all the other abomination skills. It's interesting to see a young Green Tide Titans, in action kind of a thing.
And we can see a 3-die, of course, on this one. The poor guy here.
Nope.
He's already been off the pitch one time. No, we're not. We're gonna see a Black Orc touchdown instead, and that is the game.
That's why people showed up, was for Black Orc touchdowns. I'm pretty sure about that.
That's not why I showed up here.
I believe it. Is that a level for that Black Orc also?
Nah. I was trying to get the only Orc who needed an injury didn't get it.
And not to be a spoiler here, but
I'm pretty sure I didn't get many injuries at all. So
just for a little more salt.
Yeah. MVP.
And a 6 for winnings.
Is it a dead player?
Which replaces the money I spent.
Hey, I got a 1 on winnings. Can I reroll that, please?
Hey, level up for Jameson.
Yeah. Jameson got his level somewhere off in, I think what we'll do is we'll just leave all the bodies inside the stadium so that when they burn it, the evidence is gone, and I'll just pretend like that never happened.
I've got to say, Shots, it's lovely to see you back in the East, mate.
It's a good time. The hospitality here is just amazing. It's the nicest time I've ever had. 5 SPP for a Black Orc. Gorbag gets 6. 5 SPP for a Black Orc. Yeah, this is a good time.
Well, that's what you really came here to do, was defeat orcs, right?
Yeah. No, I only am mean to the orcs in the west, apparently.
No level ups for the Titans, which sucks. What an awful game.
I'm just saying that the orcs got 25 SPPs out of that game.
And no levels?
So I'm now to the point where I can go farm to pro cap, I believe.
What's your TV now,
I'm at 1480.
Oh, Jesus.
At the end of last week, I was at 1950.
We're probably looking at the farm to pro cap at 15. So yeah.
Well, that'll help you with the roster management, Shots.
Yeah, I no longer have to worry about who I'm going to need to bring in for a transfer, or which beastman will no longer be around at the end of the season. So, I mean, if nothing else, it's made my decisions that much easier.
Now you definitely know what beastman will be around.
You're gonna get wizards and extra babes and extra apples and everything the rest of the season.
Well, I'm going to be doing a 2 Chaos Warrior game most likely next against Lizards, so that'll be a lot of fun too.
Who have you got next, Shots?
And then after that, I've got to deal with DD, which luckily for some reason most of my tackle players survived. Don't know why they weren't targeting those guys. But I mean, yeah, for the most part, for taking that many injuries, 2 deaths and 1 miss next game could have been worse. I mean, let's be honest. If Thunden wanted to, he had the foot on the neck. He could have choked out probably 3-4 more players. So I appreciate that.
Well, and I would just say, as an agility coach, typically, kind of, that we're all pretty disgusted by that kind of behavior, and we need to see more killing.
Well, you know, if the high elf coaches are going to decide that they're just going to go around and score touchdowns and not play defense, maybe the bashy coaches get together and decide we're not going to foul each other into oblivion. So, I mean, apparently each kind of segment has their own thing. But yeah, I hate to say it, like for losing, I think it was 4-0. It was still an enjoyable game. So, I mean, teams a bit in tatters.
More often.
It's a bit in tatters. I haven't taken a beating like that ever, and it was well earned. As far as coaches, that I'm fine with taking an absolute just a snuff film against. Thunden's the nicest guy I think in the league to have that kind of a scenario take place.
way too much goodwill going on here. This is not the way that orcs and chaos are supposed to treat each other.
I'm just throwing this out there. Next time one of you guys play, just give me a shout out, and I'd be happy to announce again. I just enjoy your game so much.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, it's a good time. It's one of those where at some point, I think it was last season, my team kind of took a turn, and it was like, I can go out and I can try and win, and I can try and be the best chaos coach out there, and really figure out, okay, I should do this, I should do that, I should do this, and find the best way to win. And then the more I did that kind of a game, the less fun I had. So I started going, well, if I can get leap on a guy, I'm going to use leap all the time because it's so much fun watching a beastman just go over the top of somebody. So it's one of those where I'll probably never make playoffs. I'll have a good team, I'll have a lot of fun, but it's one of those things where I started to put a higher priority on me enjoying the game and less about me winning the game. So it's not something I think a lot of people take.
Just asking a question here. I'm developing a Chaos team in the forum at the moment. What's your thoughts about Tails versus Tentacles on Chaos Warriors?
What was the first skill that you're looking at?
Tentacles or tails? The tail.
I like tail, but I don't like tail as much now that I've learned that the tail ability doesn't stack. So originally, what I wanted to do is take the 2 tail players and be able to put them both on an AG5 and drop the AG5 down to that 67 dodge. It doesn't work that way. So I don't like them as much, but I still like putting tail on a player or two because I think it's not as obvious as like Thunden's taking a little nap here, so just wake up! You killed a bunch of people. I mean, you could take a nap if you're tired, but you should have done that before the game. No, but tail basically it can be very useful. I've heard that Tentacle's supposed to be better long term, like as far as keeping the person next to the player. Tentacle is better. I like tail because it helps to burn their rerolls.
Yeah. I'm looking at my Chaos Warriors like Tentacle and Guard, and then tail maybe after to just make them into stopping piece.
No, and that's if you could go on Blood Bowl Tactics or whatever has a pretty good.
Nah, that imp is too old. I'm sorry, mate. You guys are so much more experienced, and I mean, you are so much better at this than that guy ever is.
I appreciate you trying to make me feel better after a loss. I don't think anybody should take advice on how to chaos after seeing what they just saw.
You've been playing since Season 2. You lost. You have your first death this game. I think you're okay. seriously.
It's fun. Like I said, taking a loss isn't a great time, but it wasn't bad. I've had the highest times and the lowest times playing against Thunden. The first victory, and I think Thunden can attest to this. The first victory, I've never been happier after a win. I just
you left your microphone on. I remember you left your microphone on. And I heard you go to your flatmate. Fucking plan work, bro!
It was the happiest that I've ever been after a fucking game. It was ridiculous how happy I was, and then ever since then, every game just it feels bland after. It's just like, well, I gotta win. It's like I've never been as excited, and it's just one of those things where I guess it's part of my own failure of holding Thunder with such level of respect. Where it's it's one of those where, like, when I got in, I was nobody. I played a couple of games and I'm like, that's the first guy that I'm playing against that was in season 1. He's got a team. You got to look out for him. People know him, and it was just like, like to actually get a win. I was going in hoping not to lose and to get a win because
if I remember correctly, Shots, you took Frenzy on your player just before that game and earmarked doing a crowd surf, and you did it like second turn or something. And if I'd had my camera on then, you would have seen a lot more reaction, and you would have probably seen quite a lot of tears when you left your microphone on at the end of the game. And I heard that, and I was just like,
I felt like such a dick when I left the mic on, because I was just like, I was so happy, and it was just like I didn't want to be that guy, and I couldn't help it. It was like it was such an innocent moment that it was poetic. Like I said, I'll never be as happy as I was at the end of that game. It was because I felt like I won the Super Bowl that time.
We had 18 players on Twitch at one moment in this game, and at the moment we have 17 still listening in on this one.
Well, that's great. I'd like to thank them all for turning up.
Yeah, it's been a great one.
It always amazes me how much people enjoy our silly banter.
And as you told your story about Thunder and you, I mean, I have the same thing with Res. He was the first player I actually met in MMO. Before that, I had 20 years break of Blood Bowl. I played 100 games against the AI, and I came into the MMO as the first AI, first human player.
I'm pretty sure it was really bad too, wasn't it?
He bashed my Skaven team into the ground.
That was the Mummy Factor. I think he played actually.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that game in the pros when I finally get there to play Res and just bash him into the ground and just win that game. That's gonna be my feeling, my best game, my best moment.
Oh, that's great. It'd be mummy on mummy action.
Oh dear.
The Death Valley feels like home. It's good to be back east and to get a real good hard-hitting game. I mean, I did 2 full seasons over in the West and didn't lose a player. So I mean, coming back to the Death Valley, the Titans really gave me that welcoming present, and finally some team decided to come through and trim a little bit of this bloat that I've had laying around here.
Welcome home, buddy.
Yeah.
To be honest, with regards to the game, there were 2 key points for me. One was the perfect defense straight after scoring, and I think you were really, terribly unlucky on the injury rolls. The KO rolls as well when you were trying to bring players back was a nightmare. It was just one of those games where nothing went for you, man. And I had 1 double skull. That was it. Which is unusual. I did get all my bad dice out of the way this morning against Fnord. So if you want to blame anyone for this loss, it's probably him.
I can't be upset with him. He was nice enough to come out and commentate, so he's earned my good graces there. But no, you have games like this where things go from bad to worse, and I probably, with a different team, if I was more Wood Elf or something like that, I could have probably tried to struggle and score and stuff. But I mean, there was a point where I was just kind of like, maybe try and get a hit in here or there and save as many players as I can, because it's one of those where it's a long season. I'm 1-1-1 now with a couple of good games in the future. I still got a chance to make a bowl game or something. So it's one of those where after a while I'm like, let the Orcs score. distracted with the ball. Like there was a point where I thought about just punting it to make Gorbak run a little bit extra far. Maybe slow up the bleeding some. But yeah, it's just one of those where after a while I was just kind of like I get the feeling where this game is going, and every time someone took a block and didn't die, I'm like, well, okay, there's one more. We're doing all right.
I could see that around turn 9 or turn 10 that you actually just lost that spark. That's just like, yeah, there's nothing I can do anymore. It's just like, yeah, just play for fun.
Yeah, it was a psychological victory at about halftime. I was just like, come on, really?
And that perfect defense really sealed the deal. I mean,
I was cursing the stars at that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I've got to figure out a plan. It's like perfect defense. I'm like, well, throw the plan out. We're gonna get hit.
I mean, you've been trying to get those hits on those Vitus Claw players the whole game. They just don't even seem to get a one die on the other team. And then that perfect defense comes up and you're just like, yeah, they're not gonna do anything this game.
I was really happy to get the kickoff because I'd always planned that I was going to take the first hits on shots because it was always going to come down to numbers. If I got the first hits on him, that meant I could push him away. My first turn, he'd be limited to a blitz, and then it was just about trying to minimise the amount of claw that saw my face, and then everything went swimmingly.
Yeah, this was the first time where I was really debating whether or not to put the Chaos Warriors on the front line. Because I normally put the Beastmen there. I don't value them as highly, but with knowing they're going to take 3 to 4 to 5 Mighty Blow hits on that first turn, it was one of those where I really wanted to try and get the AV9 up there, but I went with what I've been doing most of the time with a lot of mine, and just putting three low value players up there, and those low value players got taken care of pretty quickly. So
and that
might have been a bad call on my part.
With those niggling injuries as well, I think that just really is a massive target.
Correct me if I'm wrong, your first 2 injuries came from dodges, right?
The first death came from a dodge. I know. I'm not sure if the other one, but
the second injury definitely came from a dodge too.
Yeah. So I think my Chaos Warrior injury that was missed next game came from a clean hit, and a couple of the other ones. But yeah, I think I've got
another kill.
Yeah, I think I've got 2 players that have niggling, and I was between possibly cutting one of those and then the claw player that I tried to Apo, and I got death, which seemed really poetic at the time. Yes. It was turn 1.
I did laugh at that. I was quite amused by that. I was like, oh, he's used his Apo. I wonder if he uses his own apothecaries. Oh, he does.
It's pretty clear that I did. I just stared at the death, and I just went back and forth on the Twitch, just like, really? Really, this is what it feels like, does it? Okay, well, I'm getting the death this time. And it was like turn 1, and I had that moment where I'm like, that's not going to be the only death. I know this now. So
we have still 14 people listening in us. That's just amazing, seriously.
They're just avoiding lawn work or something they're supposed to be doing. That's all that is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm doing the same thing because as soon as this is over, I've got to go and do chores, man.
The thing is, Russ, you complimented me before because I did those infographics and those stuff on my free time. That is a fallacy, because I actually do that at work.
Yeah,
because I have such better equipment at work. I mean, I have my computer, I have a laptop, so I bring my work computer with programs for like $300,000 or something to home. But anyway, I mean, at work I have like 4 monitors, so I do that work that thing at work.
We've actually just had a comment from Whiskey. Whiskey's multitasking and listening to this whilst doing his chores.
Ah, see, that's how you score points right there. Suck up.
So now the real question is that the important games are still to come. How many dwarves are we going to weed out in this conference this season? Because that's really what the people want to know about. Like
I've got dwarves up next 2 games.
Yeah, I've got I got shaky in a week, I think, so I'll be rebounded a bit. A little bit short on claw. I was hoping to have 4 claw players. A couple of those ran away, and then I think I've got the Grimbeards in the last week. So it's one of those where I know that that dwarves aren't that popular in the league. So hopefully we can run off a couple of those still.
Shots and I are doing our bit for the MML and trying to eradicate the stunty menace. You know. Yeah. It's necessary. You know, we're doing it for you, Fnords. We're doing it for everybody. Last year was Lizard Hunt. Now it's Dwarf Hunt.
I mean, it's the league owes you guys a real debt. The orcs, the dwarves just continue to you know, multiply over there in the east. It's been a real problem. I'm worried they're going to spread west one day, and I don't look forward to that.
It's a serious concern. I've got to ask you, Shots. You know, are you as upset as I am about being off Snow White's Christmas card list?
I was never on the list. It's just one of those where you know, I try and move a lot to keep people from getting my address. You know, we're not a welcoming group as most people know at this point. But yeah, no, it's just, we were never on any Christmas card lists. It's just one of those where we're not a likable team apparently.
Oh, well, no, I mean, thanks for the game, Shots. Appreciate it, and sorry for the luck, man.
It's, you know, I was due a beating and I couldn't have taken it from a nicer person, so you know, if Don Eagle served me up a beating like this, I'd never hear the end of it. It'll be cheeky and fun, the humor that I catch for this one at least.
Yeah, I'll try and write a piece up. Or
yeah,
if you want to write it, that's cool.
We can both write pieces. I'm sure that it'll be a completely different perspective.
And
I apologize for the single foul. I would like to just point out. I say there wasn't enough fouling. I would just like to point out, though, the fact we still have people in here shows that there's still demand for the podcast. We need the podcast fact.
That is on the agenda at the next MMO,
which is actually tomorrow, I believe, right?
Well, that's not going to be good. I'm going to be hungover, but I can still vote.
I must say, this is the most fun I had announcing a game ever, and I mean...
Thanks, Nord. Thanks. I remember announcing with you, man.
Anytime, I'm just throwing this out there, anytime you need an announcer, just call me up, just give me a message, and I'll be there. If I can, I'll be there, because this is so much fun.
Yeah, I have to admit that's one of the things I kind of like about being in the East, is that a lot of times my games, when you play them in the East, you're in a dual time zone, because like this game, it's one of those where I think we both, you know, made an effort to put it in a time zone where everybody can kind of enjoy the game a bit, and that's, you know, it's one of those where it helps grow the league, and it's a lot of fun to be able to, you know, have other people see the game. So I appreciate coming east and having some of these East coaches work around my schedule a little bit, and you know, waiting for this game to happen on the weekend, it was tense because the whole week I dread it.
Yeah,
I think we were both in the same boat there, man. I was feeling horrible about this game. So horrible that I used 150 gold to buy Wizards.
I've been so happy once I joined you guys in the pros in 1 or 2 seasons, and I'm just looking forward to that.
Looking forward to it, Fnordy.
Oh yeah, you'll be here. You'll be here sooner than later. So
right, I've got to bail, guys.
I'm happy anyway. I just having a good time. Don't worry about me.
I've got to bail, guys. So
I think,
guys,
fun. Yeah.
Thank you ever so much for announcing. Really appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else does, as proven by the people who are watching the stream. Hey, Shots, it's always a pleasure playing you, man. I'm glad we got the rematch. I'm pretty happy at the result, not gonna lie, but I'm sorry for the deaths, man.
It happens. I was due, so I got those 2 out of the way. I think I'll go another 3-4 seasons without a death now.
Now you've said that, you're boned next game, bro.
Oh yeah. Lizards are gonna kill the rest of my team.
Anyway,
make sure to post a time and announcements for when the next game is, because I really would like to look into that one.
Will do, man. Anyway, that's it from my stream, folks, and I'd just like to say a big thank you to Resna Rules You and to Fnords for commentating, to my wonderful opponent, More Shots, and his constant banter, and the Power Hour for coming and allowing us to have the last game at their stadium. Toodle Pip, anything else to say, guys?
Always
No,
fun.
I just concord. That's the
Yeah,
perfect
it was a great
finish.
time. Can't complain at all.
Okay. That's the MML Season 5 Week 3 game out. Cheers, guys.
Take care. Bye bye.